Did the Greek and European authorities do everything they could to avoid the wreckage of a ship transporting migrants off the coast of Pylos?
Άρα το λιμενικό ήταν παρόν καθ' όλη τη διάρκεια που οι άνθρωποι έπεφταν στη θάλασσα, έτσι.
Αυτό μας είπαν οι άνθρωποι μέσα.
On Wednesday 14, authorities confirmed the wreckage of a fishing ship off the coast of the Greek island of Pylos. It was transporting migrants from Libya into European territory. 3 days after the tragedy, the death toll was already of 79 victims, a number expected to rise since there are still hundreds missing in what has been called to be the worst tragedy we have ever seen in the Mediterranean Sea. Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, called it a horrific situation. Also, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees deputy in Greece tagged it as avoidable. Could authorities have done more?
We are providing them medical and mental health.
The first calls for help that are registered are from the day before, Tuesday 13. There are pictures from that day taken from a Frontex helicopter. Frontex is the European Border and Coast Guard agency. Their duty is the surveillance and protection of the external borders of the EU's free movement area. So its role, above all, is not a role of rescue.
Frontex est une opération européenne.
Frontex is a European operation which made it possible to identify the boat, to transmit the information to the member states. Then it's the member states that carry out search and rescue operations at sea.
However, maritime law establishes that it is compulsory for states to provide assistance. This is written in many treaties, such as the UN Convention on Law of Sea and the International Convention on Salvage. Initially, the Greek Coast Guard had said that they had kept a discreet distance, but in further information reported by the BBC, Ilias Yakantaris, spokesman for the Greek government, said that the Coast Guard used a rope to steady themselves to approach to see if they wanted any help. 104 people were rescued by both the Coast Guard and merchant vessels on the 14th, right after authorities had already confirmed the wreckage. Was Frontex too slow in informing the Greek authorities? If so, it could be found guilty of failing to fulfill its obligation to rescue people from a sinking ship.
We cannot afford any more losing lives in the sea.